Hello everyone, Family Matter here, back with another video. This time it's of the Lamborghini Revuelto. So I've got two of them here, which I've made. I've made a black one and a white one, and I took this opportunity to actually try a few different things with both of them and how they're done. So they're actually quite different. They're not just simple recolors. First thing you can quickly see is that one of them has a brick-built canopy, and the other one has a Speed Champion style canopy. Now, with the Speed Champion style, I've made it sort of like my own version of the car. So there's some things in the car which I've took some liberties on. So I'm going to be mainly reviewing the white one, just because this car is really accurate to the real car, whereas this one, I've sort of stylized it a little bit. But I just want to quickly show you a quick turnaround of the black car before I move it aside. Like I said, this is the Speed Champion style. So you've got the canopy, you've got the interior, fits two minifigures, of course. You've got the new style of Speed Champions base, and you can also see a bit of how I built the rear section. As I mentioned in a lot of my Lamborghini videos, 9 studs wide at the back. So you've got this sort of wheel distance of 7 right here, whereas this is the standard 6 of the Speed Champion style, right? So just a quick 360, like I said, you've got these spike intakes here. Turn around, and you've got the characteristic headlights, sort of rear lights and exhaust as well. And yeah, you've got the engine that's exposed, and there you go. So I'm going to put this aside for now, and I'll show you the white one now. With the white, it's a lot better because you can sort of see the parts of the car which are exposed a lot more clearly. So here you can see the side exhaust. I'm so proud of how I've done that, because I think it looks a lot like the real thing, but obviously it's also, it's got those holes where you can imagine air just passing through to feed the naturally aspirated V12. So really happy with how I've done that. I like as well, when you look at it from the side, the view of the shape of the window here. It's just so accurate to the real thing, I think. If I show you just a comparison of the car mock and the real thing now, you can see how closely I was able to get the shapes of the car, especially from the side profile. So really happy with that. Also, a lot easier to see the rear buttresses on the sides of the car here, where air can just pass through, which I think is meant for cooling. I'm not entirely sure. It's just some aero purposes, maybe for a bit of downforce. But yeah, so in a real thing, air can come in through the top section here and pass through out of the rear right there as well. So looking at the rear of the car, you've got the same thing, the headlight, the rear lights. I keep saying that wrong, and the exhaust as well, central exhaust, dual, and the sort of what is this called? Diffusers, right? Diffusers of the car as well. I've even incorporated these like small red things at the bottom of the car, which I'm not entirely sure what they are, because I know these are the brake lights, and I think there's another brake light as well. So like, I'm not sure what the point of these red bits are. Maybe they're like reflectors or something. Not entirely sure, but I've incorporated them there as well. Interesting thing. There's a 1x2 tile piece here, which can actually be switched out for a number plate. I don't usually do that in a mock of mine, but just happens that I put a plate there, so that could work. Now at the top of the car, we can see more clearly as well the engine bay. Now in the Revuelto, it has this unique thing where the engine bay is completely exposed to the elements. And it also has the thing where an outline you can see on the engine bay actually looks like the shape of a bull. And I've tried to incorporate that here, which was kind of a fun little thing. It wasn't something that I had to do, but I just thought, oh, this might be a little fun thing. So if I show you this picture here, you can see a small outline of a kind of bull shape as well. So moving on to the center of the car, we've got the interior, right? I chose to have the medium tan interior because this is one of the actual specs of a white Revuelto out there. I think it's one of the actually pre-selected specs of the car as well. Like if you choose the white pre-selected Lamborghini spec car, then you have this medium tan interior. And you can see I've made it look quite cushiony inside, which is always really nice. You got the little 1x1 round stud there, plate for a steering wheel, just a nice interior. You've got these wide black smooth dashboard as well. So yeah, now one of the things that I want to point out in this interior is that when I actually put on the roof, even with a female minifigure with like a relatively thick hair piece, you can see she even has a bit of extra space in there, even with the seat and the headrest and stuff. She's got room. So that's all thanks to the new Speed Champions chassis piece, which is super good for minifigure compatibility with these cars. Now we move on to the front, which is one of the most complex bits of the cars. The front is something that took me so long to do. And I actually experimented with doing some sticker work as well, which I'll show you here. But honestly, I wasn't really satisfied with it. I also tried using a carrot top as these sort of Y-light shapes, and that also didn't really work. I felt like anything you do at this scale just looks a bit too chunky, because in the real thing, the lights are so thin. And I feel like I did see several other people's MOCs. I looked through the entirety of Rebrickable, and I saw some MOCs on YouTube as well. Just felt like none of them really captured the thinness of the Y light. So I didn't really bother trying to struggle with that. Instead, what I've done is I've included the shape of the spike and also the inside black piece, which connects the tip of the spike to the tip of the car here. So the white lights would typically go on the spike and along this, and I just have that shape there. And then I've incorporated the real fog lights of the car, the really bright lights, which are actually tucked in this section of the car. So I really like how that turned out actually. And this piece is actually just, if I just show you here, it's just a 1x1 quarter round tile, but it's in this strange sort of pearlescent bluish purplish color with a bit of glitter in there. And I just found it on Bricklink randomly, and I think it's such a nice piece for this purpose actually, because it just stands out and it looks really cool. So with the front of this car in particular, you can see I'm using the new Speed Champions fender piece. Another interesting thing is you can see the tile of this car, of the front bit actually extends underneath the fender piece. You can see there, which is actually a little bit simple, but it took me a while to think of. I actually simply just used a little bar action. So with the bars, I could move around the position of this front piece. So that really helped with the shaping of the front as well. You've got these jaws here, the fangs, which look really menacing. It's like from the Aventador SVJ as well. It's got these things, which I'll show you in a bit. So yeah, overall, really happy with how this car turned out. And I'll show you the front of the black car as well. You can see with this car, I've actually used the older fender piece here. And the front build here is also a bit different, but it's also overall it ends up looking quite similar, and it's also really sleek, and especially the pearlescent piece here just stands out, as well as the lights look so mean, and I really like how it's turned out. So as a quick comparison, I'll show you the Aventador as well. So I'm gonna put the white car away and have these cars next to each other. So yeah, they're a really similar size. The real things are quite similar in size as well, though the Revuelto is just ever so slightly longer. But yeah, the Revuelto has a longer wheelbase, so I've actually incorporated that as well. If you look underneath this car, the Aventador, you can see the distance between the wheels. It's actually 9 studs, similar to most Lamborghini, most MOCs, most Speed Champions sets and MOCs. You can see here the distance on this end here, where the doors and intakes are, that's 7 studs. Whereas in the Aventador, they are 8 studs. But yeah, overall, those are my Lamborghini Revuelto MOCs. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to be doing a sort of overview of all the MOCs that I made this year as well. So look forward to that. I'm going to rank like my top Lamborghini MOCs and all sorts of other Speed Champions MOCs as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.